These nerve-wracking IndyCar racing moments ought to run chills through your veins. Number 7. During the 2023 Indy 500, American driver Kyle Kirkwood was involved in a hair-raising incident. With 17 laps to go, Swedish driver Felix Rosenqvist lost control of his car heading into Turn 2, just in front of Kirkwood, and ended up in the middle of the track. Being towards the front of the pack, drivers behind were affected, especially Kirkwood, who narrowly avoided colliding with Rosenqvist. But then, this happened.
Out of the Turn 2 wall. Oh no! Kirkwood! Ooh!
Guys, this will be a red flag, almost certainly. Huge impact.
Unable to avoid Rosenqvist, Kirkwood clipped his tire and went spiraling out of control. In a matter of seconds, going airborne as well. His car landed upside down and slid through the track at around 200 miles per hour. Amazingly, Kirkwood managed to escape without any injuries and a smile on his face. Number 6. During the 2022 Indy 500 final practice session, also known as Carb Day, American driver Colton Herta had a very scary moment. On a day where accidents should not be happening due to the proximity of the race, Herta lost control between turns 1 and 2, resulting in this horrifying incident.
Whoa, whoa. Oh, he almost got it. Front end just got a little bit up in the air, the wind caught it.
After losing the rear end of his car, Herta went straight into the outer wall. The impact at a very high speed caused his Honda to lift off the ground, flip in the air, and land upside down in the middle of the track, where it slid for a few more feet before hitting another wall and finally coming to a stop. Herta was quickly approached by marshals and medical services, which helped him get out of the car as the crowd applauded him. Fortunately, he was able to walk away from the accident uninjured. He had to undergo further medical checks in the hospital, and after those evaluations, he was cleared to participate in the Indy 500 the following Sunday. Number 5. During a 2019 Indy 500 practice session, Mexican driver Patricio O'Ward, being on a quick lap aboard his IndyCar, lost control in Turn 2, resulting in this shocking footage.
It started to go over, but it stayed on the ground, and IndyCar has done some things to try to keep the cars from getting too far up in the air.
For a moment, O'Ward didn't seem to move after the impact, but he was then approached by some marshals who confirmed his well-being and helped him out of the car. While the hit was huge and the car was severely damaged, fortunately, O'Ward remained unharmed. Number 4. At a 2015 IndyCar race held in Fontana, California in 2015, Australian driver Ryan Briscoe suffered what no driver wants to suffer, a last-lap crash. Fighting for a spot in the top 5, he had American driver Ryan Hunter Ray towards his right. As Ray tried to make a move further up, he made contact and lost control of his car. That's when this happened.
This is it. One lap. Oh, there goes Ryan Hunter Ray and Ryan Briscoe. And Briscoe flies. Briscoe flips and flies.
Briscoe was dragged off the track by Ray before eventually going airborne and coming down nose first onto the ground. After such an impact, Briscoe's car continued spinning until finally coming to a stop on the infield grass. Needless to say, the car was absolutely ruined, but miraculously, Briscoe suffered no big consequences. Straight after the accident, even giving a thumbs up for everyone's relief. Number 3. During a practice session in 2003, Italian-American IndyCar legend Mario Andretti was testing out a car owned by his son's racing team after 2 of the team's drivers were injured. Things were seemingly in order as the vehicle reached speeds upwards of 200 miles per hour. However, in an instant, this happened.
While running at 220 miles an hour, and he hit some debris, and then he held on. He rode out one spectacular crash.
Andretti's car violently flipped 6 times before landing on the track. The cause of the crash was due to debris left behind after a crash involving Swedish driver Kenny Brack. Miraculously, Andretti was able to walk out of the crash with just a minor nick on his chin. Number 2. During a practice session for the 2011 IndyCar World Championship, British driver James Jakes had a very nasty accident. It was a normal run for him until he eventually lost control due to a mechanical failure, resulting in this horrifying scene.
And something it looks like may have broken, Kevin, as he was on the low side of the track, broke on that car and just sent James Jakes, and you're right, it erupted in flames.
Due to a broken right rear suspension, Jake's car went straight into the wall. After making contact with the wall, flames started coming out of the car. It took a few seconds before it came to a complete stop, but as soon as it did, Jakes was already out as the car burst into flames. Fortunately, Jakes was not injured. Number 1. During the 2007 IndyCar Series race at the Michigan Motor Speedway, Scottish driver Dario Franchitti was part of a very tense moment. After making contact with British driver Dan Wheldon's wheel, this happened.
And here comes Marco. Oh, look out! Airborne! Franchitti's upside down. The wheels touched. Wheldon is involved.
Franchitti's car went straight into the air and flew for a few feet before landing on the track and being hit by the cars coming behind. Plenty of cars were involved in the crash, but it was Franchitti who undoubtedly took the worst part. Not only for the flip, but because of the hits he took from the other drivers involved. The car ended up upside down, and thousands of hearts stopped together with his car. Miraculously, he sustained no major injuries and was able to walk away. If these IndyCar moments shook you up, then these weirdest rally moments ought to leave you confused for minutes on end.